Be positive. Sometimes it's one of the hardest things to do is to be positive, right? To be honest, even though it's probably the thing that will save your life is being positive, seeing the bright side of life. That every cloud has a silver lining, right? But it's very difficult to see the silver lining if the cloud is huge. And then again, it also depends on what your perception is of huge. Okay. Let's read out of the book. The scripture, it says, "It shall be done for you as you have believed." In Job, there's another scripture similar to that. It shall be done for you as you have believed. Yes, man. What do you believe about yourself or your current circumstances or your current situation? Is the belief you have about it, is it positive? Or is it average, or is it pretty crappy? You get what I'm saying? And we usually on the average to pretty crappy, because we're in rehab, we've made mistakes, some relationships take strain, some relationships are no longer, so it's quite difficult to be positive, you get what I'm saying? And oftentimes we feel if we can just go back home, we can fix whatever is messed up. And now it looks like the rehab and the counsellors, everybody there is limiting you from going back there, if you get what I'm saying. So it can be quite difficult to be positive in that situation. Okay? But the silver lining, I say this to the guys I counsel, I think I've said it in class, but you guys know what my function is as a counsellor. It's to get you to go home. Right? It is. Just not on your terms. But that's my role. So you can either see me as a guy who's going to get me home, the guy who's going to help me to restore my relationships, the guy who's going to get me back to my family, or the guy who's limiting me from doing it. Because we want to do it now, you get what I'm saying? And the way you see me, I'm using now me as an example, right? Is the way you perceive it. Because I'll still be me. You get what I'm saying? I'll still counsel like I do. I'll still speak how I do. I'll still connect with the guys like I do. I'll still be me. But the way you allow me to be in your life is how you believe. If you get what I'm saying. So that's what it's coming down to. So it shall be done for you as you have believed. Alright. Somebody like to read for me? Anybody?
I would read.
Okay, please, Yolandi.
Positive minds produce positive lives. Negative minds produce negative lives. Positive thoughts are always full of faith and hope. Negative thoughts are always full of fear and doubt. Some people are afraid to hope because they have been hurt so much in life. They have had so many disappointments, they don't think they can face the pain of another one. Therefore, they refuse to hope, so they won't be disappointed.
Okay, stop for Matthew chapter 15. Please go there. Verse 19. Okay. Someone would like to read that?
I'll read.
Please.
Okay, Matthew 15, verse 19. And he ordered the crowds to sit down on the grass, taking the 5...
No, Matthew 15. I think you're in 5.
I'm in Matthew 15. Verse 19.
You sure?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Yes.
No, it must say for out of the heart. I think you're in Matthew 5 or
It's
6.
15, I'm not that blind.
No, it's not Matthew 15.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
Maybe it's
I
a
vote.
verse.
For from the heart come evil thoughts.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. For from the heart come evil thoughts, murder, adultery, unchastity, theft, false witness, and blasphemy.
Okay, cool. Where do those things come from?
Out of the heart.
Right. Now the scary thing is, for those things to take place in our life, we have to believe it. So, for me to think evil of Wayne, right? Pick on Wayne Day. I have to be evil in my heart towards Wayne. It's first mine, and then I project it onto him. So now, as I believe, so it will be done to me. So whatever Wayne does, Wayne didn't comb his hair today, right? Maybe he had a beanie on or something. Okay? So now, whatever Wayne does, I'll be like, yes, check that freaking guy. You know, he's not combing his hair or whatever the case may be. But first, it's there from me. I project it on there. But Chris, I have no evil, and I don't think it, and I don't believe it from my heart. You can do the same thing as Wayne does, and I'll miss it. I'll miss it completely because I'm not thinking that towards it. But the issue is first me. Right? Critical people do what? Criticize.
Criticize.
Okay? But who is the main person that you criticize if you're critical? Yourself. I can be very critical about myself, which means I'm naturally critical about everybody else. I can be very negative about myself, which means I'm very negative about everybody else. So we have to check that out. It's usually our first thing. So out of the heart, it's your belief system. As you believe, so it will be done unto you, is where the issues spring from. Other people couldn't be faced by certain things because that's how they made together, that's how they put together, that's what they believe about life. For those of us who are critical and pessimistic, right, it's harder work to be positive. Okay? It doesn't mean we're in a worse space than the guys who are always positive. Guys who are naturally pessimistic can see the reality of situations and circumstances faster. Guys who are super optimistic are like, oh no, we'll just do this and do that and that will work out. And when it doesn't, they're like, oh shucks, what now? Yeah, so there's both sides, but being positive about things it's hard work, guys. You see, faith isn't just wishy-washy, it's a abracadabra and then this is going to happen or whatever the case may be. Faith it's a real thing, it's not just hoping for something. It has to have substance to it, it has to have meaning to it. You know what I'm saying? Can't just have faith that your life's gonna work out, but then once again we don't want to put any effort into it, or we put no planning into it, or these kind of things. You know, that's not faith. It's foolishness. You know what I'm saying? There's a wisdom part in life and in things, right? You can have faith that you're going to have your own business and your own company, and that the relationships that you got with people are all going to be restored and these kind of things. Yes, but then you also work on those relationships, you work on yourself, you do changes, you make changes, you ask for forgiveness, you repent where you have to. You get what I'm saying? That's faith. Alright, drifting off the topic a bit. Okay, Yolanda, you can maybe Elias?
This avoidance of hope is a type of protection against being hurt. Disappointment hurts. So rather than being hurt again, many people simply refuse to hope or to believe that anything good will ever happen to them. This type of behavior sets up a negative lifestyle. Everything becomes negative because the thoughts are negative. Remember Proverbs 23 verse 7. For as a person thinks in his heart, so is he.
Okay, stop there. Okay, I think most of us know that scripture. For as you think in your heart, so are you. For as he thinks in his heart, so is he. I want to show you something. Go to Jeremiah chapter 17. Verse 5. Jeremiah 17 verse 5. You guys know that song?
Which one?
Jeremiah was born from. No, he's actually a prophet, but it's... Okay, 17 verse 5. Milani read now that this avoidance of hope is a type of protection against being hurt again. And because we've been hurt and betrayed and disappointed the whole time, we stop hoping in things, right? So, if you stop hoping in something, you stop believing in something as well. And if we have this lifestyle, we naturally stop believing. You get what I'm saying? If you don't have hope, how can you believe in God? You get what I'm saying? We can't. Because you need to have a little bit of hope to believe in this God you can't see, and you have to have faith in it. You get what I'm saying? Right. In Proverbs, there's a scripture that says, hope deferred makes the heart sick. None of you guys know that scripture. It's very deep. Hope deferred makes the heart sick, and this is what she's talking about. We place our hopes on something, so hope deferred. Deferred means to be postponed, put off, never reached, missed, not gained, whatever the case may be. So every time you have your hope in something, you don't reach it. Your heart gets a little bit sick. Every time you have your hope in something and just before you get it, it doesn't come through. Every time you have your hope in something and it fails, eventually you stop hoping, right? If you go to your boss and you tell your boss, listen, this is happening, your co-workers are doing this and that, and he doesn't listen to you, you'll go again and then doesn't listen to you. Eventually, 2 years, 3 years down the line, if he's not a good boss and a good manager and sorts out problems, you're not going to stop going to him with the stuff, right? Because it doesn't get resolved in the first place. That's a natural human tendency, it happens everywhere, right? So you stop going there. It's the same with if you have to go to your girlfriend or your boyfriend broke up with you, and you go to your parents or a buddy or whatever, and you want to go speak to them, and they don't speak to you about it. So every time you want to go there, they stop. Eventually, every time you have hurt and pain, you just keep it bottled in because no one's listening to you. That kind of thing. So hope deferred makes the heart sick. So you just keep everything inside. You don't want to speak to anybody about it. That's what happens in our lives. We all have dreams and goals. Plans, whatever the case may be that we wanted to achieve. And some of us right now don't have anything we want to achieve because we're just tired of getting disappointed. But that's the thing that makes your heart sick, is those things not getting achieved. So we stop hoping. That's what they're talking about. I want to show you this thing in Jeremiah. That's just the foundation that I want to give you. Let me read it. Jeremiah 17 verse 5. And thus says the Lord, cursed is the man who trusts in mankind and makes flesh his strength, and whose heart turns away from the Lord. For he will be like a bush in the desert, and will not see when prosperity comes. Right? That's what I want to focus on. It doesn't say prosperity won't come. I think I've preached on this once before. But look what it says. It doesn't say prosperity won't come. It says he will not see when prosperity comes. So you're stuck in a place where you could be blessed, if things could be going good, and you completely miss it. Because you're not positive. Your focus is on the wrong thing. So you miss whatever good comes your way. You don't see it for what it is, because as you believed, so it will be to you. So the best thing in your life could be staring you at the face and you miss it completely. I'm not saying the best thing in your life is the rehab or whatever, right? I'm talking about our lives in general. What have you missed that you think didn't come, but you've actually just missed it? It's not like it never happened. You completely missed it though. Came, showed its face, and left. Because our thinking was wrong. Now if we go and look back, I think we can all think of of certain things, or in general be like, oh flip, I don't even know. So is your hope deferred because of this? Or someone else to blame for your hoping? Here and there, it might be someone else who's really hurt us and caused us pain and stuff. You get what I'm saying? But how many of that pain or the things that we've missed is just because our focus was wrong, our thinking was wrong. We missed it. There was nobody else to blame. We didn't see prosperity. We didn't see the good when it came. Think of that. Okay, carries on, verse 7. Blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord and whose trust is in the Lord, for he will be like a tree planted by the water that extends its roots by a stream and will not fear when the heat comes. Right? Let me read a bit more. But its leaves will be green, and it will not be anxious in the year of drought, nor cease to yield fruit. So quite often we get to the other part, this part, and then we think it's something strange or something foreign when the heat comes. We think, oh flip, I must be doing something wrong because the heat's coming, I'm in a drought now, something must be wrong. So check this out. The other side of this doesn't say the heat won't come. It doesn't say the drought won't come. Those things are going to come, but we're not fearing it. We're still prospering. These are two mindsets, if you get what I'm saying. The first one is the negative one, the next one is the positive one. What are the outcomes? You basically choose your outcome before the circumstance happens, before the event happens, before your environment changes. You've chosen your outcome by your beliefs, by your thinking. And then you still want to blame other people for it. See, that's why I started off with saying, whatever I have, I project onto other people. And then whatever, no matter what that person does, if I project it onto Guy, whatever he does, I'm going to see that because I put it there. I have it first. So if life sucks, which many times it does, right? Okay. Life's not fair. That's the way it's going to be. Stop fighting to try and make it. Okay. If life sucks, and it just keeps on sucking, stop trying to change life. Change yourself. All of a sudden life will be cool. You'll be able to handle it. That's this class. I'm really not going to go any further with that. I'll say that again. Life sucks. Stop trying to change life. Change yourself. Okay. Let's pray. Father, I thank you for this class, Lord. It was shorter than I thought it would, but yeah, I think it wants maybe. God, let us be in that place where we don't miss prosperity when it comes, Lord. Please don't. Let us rather be in a place where, even if it's drought, even if it's the situation we find ourselves in is very heated, that we still prosper. Rather that we focus on our prospering more than what's fair or right or what we perceive to be good. And just go through everything, knowing that there is a hope in it. Pray that you give us a heart check, God, because you say, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. And that heart check be according to your word, Lord. May it be balanced. I thank you for every single person here, God. I really pray that these things will just sink into their belief system. And as soon as a negative thought comes, that we don't plant it, man. Oh, we think it, and then we're like, okay, cool, I really don't want that. And you stop thinking it. That we do this whole exchange, Lord, this positive or negative exchange, but we never exchange to have more negative. In Jesus' name, amen.